Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggaeboyz who take the lead.
Ballchat. Greetings, football lovers. Happy Sunday to the football family. Welcome to Ballchat Podcast. My name is Benton, one of your hosts. Come on, Wagwan family. How you doing?
I'm good.
Why you have your Reggaeboyz shirt on? Why? Weird. Yeah. Come on, how you feeling for the game tonight? Because I'm nervous, you know.
I'm nervous, but if not now, when?
I like the spirit. Football family, Junior, we're letting in Junior in. He will join us in a second. But we're getting ready for Jamaica versus Team USA later on in the Reggaeboyz look to push themselves or try to get to the semi-final of the Gold Cup action. We'll talk about other Gold Cup qualifying quarterfinal games that took place yesterday. We have MLS Roundup where we'll discuss Atlanta United and we'll also discuss Phil Neville. Phil Neville said the players need to take a long look in the mirror, and also he also needs to take a long look to address some of the issues going on with Inter Miami as they suffered their sixth straight defeat. We'll discuss Lionel Messi and a potential story that dropped this week that said that Lionel Messi Barcelona may have to wait until January to register the baller, but we know we don't believe in that. We'll have Jamaican Premier League where we highlight yard ballers as Nico Daly continue to run hot, scoring goals as usual. And we'll wrap up with other Jamaican football and Jamaican Premier League. If you're watching us on Flow Sports, Ballchat YouTube page, Ballchat Facebook page, join the discussion. So come on, you're nervous, you're excited. Let's get to the other quarterfinals that took place yesterday. The results of yesterday's quarterfinal, Honduras lost to Mexico, and you're elated because I know you're a fan of Tata Martino's, and El Salvador lost to Akram Afif and the Nofir Qatar's team. Your thoughts on yesterday's encounter in Gold Cup action?
Qatar is a good team, but I think they don't know how to close out games, right? So it was. I realized that after the 77th minute, Qatar seemed to bust and think the game over. Like it's a 5-a-side, 5v5, them are played. Them don't know how to finish it, got 90 plus minutes. So they almost allow El Salvador to come back into it. And it made the game exciting. But if you're a fan of Qatar football, that's not something that you like to see. The same thing that they did and allowed Panama to come back and, they had that 3-3 result. So Qatar, while they look pretty, play good football, nice football, people think they can go all the way and win it, they don't seem like a team that is committed to play the entire 90th minute.
Yeah, we'll get some thoughts on each of the games. Let's see if Junior is joining us. Qatar defeated El Salvador 3-2. Mexico defeated Honduras 3-0. Junior, you joining us, engineer? How you doing, family?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, engineer. Welcome back, family. How you doing?
Well, I'm here. I see, come on, wearing her Jamaica yellow shirt. I am wearing my Team USA blue shirt. I joke, I make.
I'm not being you.
Junior, we were talking about the games that took place yesterday in quarterfinals of Gold Cup action. Qatar defeated El Salvador 3-2, and of course Mexico won. Your thoughts on those games?
To piggyback on what Kamon said, Qatar cannot finish games. I think Qatar is built for counter-attacking. I think Qatar is built to soak up pressure. So if a team is hunting goals against them, they are going to be under the gun. They were up 2-0 at the time, and they only had 30% possession of the ball. It was just a matter of time before El Salvador started scoring. So I like the liquor side, but I think they need to be playing against teams that they should not beat in order to look good or in order to play good football, which bodes well for them because their next opponent, they're going to be the underdogs again. So I think Qatar is going to be here for a while.
Qatar potentially will face either Jamaica versus USA in the semi-final game. They will face the winner of the USA versus Jamaica game matchup, and all the Reggaeboyz fans are hoping that will be Jamaica. I want to ask you about this. What does it say about CONCACAF? Does it speak negatively about CONCACAF that Qatar, soft soap Qatar, in my opinion, one-man side Qatar, this team is built around Akram Afif, the Nofir brother, aka the one with the Afro. What does it say about CONCACAF that this Qatar team is able to reach so deep in a CONCACAF tournament in the semi-final?
I think you're disrespecting Qatar. Aren't they Asian champions? I mean, I think you're disrespecting Qatar quite a bit. The ranking fool people all the time, but there's no, I mean, I don't think it really shows negatively, right? Because we expect Mexico, we expect the USA, we expect Jamaica. Yes, we probably would expect Panama to be in quarterfinals. So I think it's just the usual suspect. I mean, Qatar is not really springing any surprises on us. Did we actually think that El Salvador and Honduras would actually be in the quarterfinals? I mean, I'd never even thought about that. It was just us. And yes, Qatar squeak in. But you're disrespecting Qatar because they are actually champions wherever them come from. So it's going to be interesting if they beat and remember, teams can have bad games. If they beat Mexico playing good football, then no, we can have a conversation. But Qatar really looks good, Benson. It's just that I don't think that they have what it takes to run like how Mexico and Honduras and them run at people for 90 plus minutes. So I think you're disrespecting Qatar, and I think you should give them props because they play good football.
My apologies to Qatar. They've done well in this tournament. 70 minutes, team. And come on, we don't want them to beat Mexico because that means that they would be in the final. We're not into that. We're not into that. We're not into that. Segue into Mexico versus Honduras. Football family. Mexico exploded in the first half and defeated Honduras 3-2. What happened to Honduras, family? We thought Honduras looked good in the early parts of this tournament. They picked up a few injuries. Coach Fabian Coito was out, wasn't on the sideline. He tested positive for COVID. Their star man of the tournament, Romel Cueto, was also out injured. Mexico, did they have a lucky break? Mexico had a lucky break, or Mexico was just excellent? I mean, Coach Tata Martino said he felt that this was their best game in this tournament.
You want to do that, or you want me to go?
I don't know why Benton seemed to be in an underdog mood, and I wonder because America playing against USA, Jamaica playing against America later. Benton, it's not surprising. You just said best player not playing. Them coach out on the sideline, and you're playing against the best team in CONCACAF, and probably one of the 10 best teams in the world. We want to sit down here and make an argument for why Honduras never perform well. Them should be happy. Them lose 3-2.
No, actually, so they got 3-0. Honduras got 3-0.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, El Salvador lost 3-2.
Yeah, okay, you just said 3-2.
Yeah.
My
apologies. Yes.
I swear I stopped watching the game after 2-0. Remember I put in the chat and said, Honduras, pack it up. So it's not, honestly, Mexico is the best team in the region. They are odds-on favorite to win the Gold Cup. It's just a formality. I remember I told you guys, I'm doing the research. America will never play against Mexico in the Gold Cup unless it is the finals. That means it is tailor-made for America and Mexico to consistently play in the World Cup finals in an American style predominantly, and every 20 years them play in Mexico.
So I mean, a part of the reason why they would never meet each other before the finals is because they're the top-ranked teams in CONCACAF, right? So in the bracket, you have the number 1 seed on one side and the number 2 seed on the other side. So they won't necessarily meet each other, right? Come on.
Yes, but Junior is just hoping that things will change. Listen, Junior, I agree with you. So Benton, I try to look an argument because we never even expect Honduras to reach so far. Let me just even I'll put it out there. Because Honduras has been sloppy, even for in the nations, whatever.
Nations
Um,
League, yeah.
yeah, but we expected this. And yes, I think after the debacle with Trinidad, Mexico decided that they will never, ever, ever allow that to happen to them again. And they came with their winners. And I agree. Last night's game was one of the best games I've seen them play from start to finish. It was all gas, no break. And unfortunately, Honduras was at the end of it. And I thought if Mexico was, listen, if we are saying this was one of the best games we've seen Mexico play, and they missed a slew of chances, at this point, Honduras, for lucky them, they pick up 10.
Yeah, Coach Tata Martinez said that this was one of their best games that they played so far. So Mexico goes through the semifinal. They await the winner of Costa Rica versus Canada. We'll discuss that later on. And of course, Qatar is in the semifinal. They await the winner of Jamaica versus Team USA. We'll discuss that game also later on in the show. Before we segue from those two quarterfinal games, Honduras and El Salvador are both out, obviously. We'll see them later on in World Cup qualifiers. There's a lot that can happen between now and September when World Cup qualifiers begin. Does any of these two teams pose any real threat to Jamaica based on what you saw in the World Cup qualifiers coming up?
El Salvador.
El Salvador. And not the traditional powerhouse Honduras.
Arguing traditional powerhouse. For this man, based on what we saw in this Gold Cup, I think El Salvador has rebuilt, and I think they've done very well in terms of recruiting. The US commentators were so excited. That's a New Jersey built El Salvadorian goal. I'm like, what is that foolishness? You know, he was born in New Jersey. So you have like what was it 8 players that are eligible to play for the US team for El Salvador. So El Salvador looked good. Was unfortunate. The penalty. I have to say the penalty for Qatar was a little bit suspect because yes, they talked about handball in the box, but didn't they say if it came off the player's part of the body first and hit the hand, then it was just crazy. It hit the player's knee first or the thigh, and then bounced up and hit the hand. Whatever. So I just think El Salvador poses a threat to us and to other countries as well. I think they are more a threat than you would think of a Panama. Costa Rica, I'm still out on Costa Rica. Costa Rica is aging, and that's one of my concerns for them. Versus El Salvador, fast, quick, strong, kind of players. So I think El Salvador is a team to watch, and going forward, I think they'll be one of the teams that really gives us trouble.
Yeah, Junior, what about your assessment of those two teams as Jamaica will see them again starting in September in World Cup qualifiers?
You want me to play the Jamaica-centric role? I will, but not right now. Why we seem to think that these teams are roadblocks? No, we are all on the same plane. We're all on the same page. And I'm going to be honest. I don't know none of the ball from El Salvador. I don't know none of the ball from Honduras. I know the ball from America, though, right? And is this America's strongest team playing in this tournament?
No, they're not.
Why we going to sit down now and judge El Salvador, Honduras? Suppose the man have some ball where them just don't bring. And we don't know about. So we can't sit down and forecast El Salvador, Honduras right now. Can't forecast Panama because we don't know what these teams are doing. We know Jamaica is playing probably their best strength side, right? And they can't beat a 500-year-old Costa Rican side.
Well, Jamaica is not playing the best strength side, according to the Masters Junior.
It doesn't matter. It's a 500-year-old Costa Rican side. And you want to tell me, sir, I should feel comfortable about us going to San Salvador?
No, definitely not. Definitely not feel comfortable. I mean, yes.
If I am more worried about Jamaica first before I start worrying about El Salvador. To be honest with you, because I don't see Jamaica beating El Salvador or Honduras outside of Jamaica. And if we don't bring these players to come play at the national stadium, Honduras and El Salvador might be more comfortable playing in Kingston than the home team. So we have a lot to worry about.
Yeah. I mean, I thought they both look impressive, and ultimately, as you go through the tour to World Cup qualifiers, going to Central America is always going to be a tough ask. Let's pivot to the games that are coming up today in CONCACAF Gold Cup. The other two quarterfinal games that are on tap for today. We have Costa Rica versus Canada, and of course Jamaica versus Team USA. Let's first get your thoughts on this Costa Rica versus Canada matchup. Junior, you said 500-year-old Costa Rican team, Brian Ruiz and Joel Campbell, the likes. Can they find a way past this Canadian team? And your expectation for this game?
They can, because they should be motivated. This is their last go at it. So it's more like they know that the sun is setting. So it's going to be hard to kick out Costa Rica. And I have not seen anything from Canada to let me say, oh, this team is ready to take the next step. This side with them have out here. So Canada should win. But Costa Rica, I think they have the grit. And I really think they are motivated to give a good showing for Brian Ruiz, especially, and Joel Campbell as well, but definitely for Ruiz. Because this is his last hurrah. So my prediction is, I think Costa Rica is going to win. I think Costa Rica is going to win comfortably as well. It might finish 2-0 or 3-1. But I don't think Canada is a team that can beat Costa Rica.
Come on, coach of Canada, Herdman said that he's looking. Of course, he spoke about the experience of the Costa Rican team. We all are well aware of Costa Rica's experience, but they're looking to exploit Costa Rica's age and try to use their speed and to try to be able to gain an advantage. Your thoughts on this game scheduled for 7 p.m. tonight?
I don't see Costa Rica beating this Canadian side. Yes, they lost 1-0 to US. I think it was a little bit lopsided or unfortunate on the part of Canada, because to me, Canada was the better side. Canada have youth and speed and strength when it comes to Kyle Larin, when it comes to Tejan Buchanan. I think Canada will, will win tonight. Costa Rica, as Junior said, them all, and that's going to be their downfall. Even though them beat, yes, them have Brian Ruiz and whatever, but Canada is a more technical and compact team than Jamaica. So I really do see Canada beating Costa Rica. I don't know, probably a 2-1. Because Costa Rica can be tricky sometimes. So I think it's a 2-1 victory to Canada.
Coach John Herdman of Canada says, quote, "We will believe, we will fight, we will wear them down," end quote. He then went on to say they will leave everything on the field against this Costa Rican outfit. Key players for this Canadian team and Costa Rican team that should influence the outcome of this game. Come on.
Joel Campbell, the number 4. Forgot what's his name. I'm always talking about number 4 Costa Rica.
Is that Fuller? I think I'll get the number. Either Fuller or Lopez. One of the
Lopez.
Okay.
Brian Ruiz, Lopez. I think Kendall Watson should be back. So Kendall Watson and I'm gonna say Joel, Brian, Lopez, and Kendall Watson for Costa Rica. Those are the 4 main persons you have to look out for. The number 22 slapping. Forgot what his name. He might get turned on like
Matarita. He didn't start in the game against.
He might get spin on like it. And for I think Hoylett is playing for Canada. Did I see Hoylett?
Yes, Julian Hoylett is sitting in that number.
Hoylett. So for me, Lauren Hoylett and Buchanan for Canada.
And the number 2 for Costa Rica is Fuller. Number 4 is Fuller. Number 2 is Lopez. So
number 4 was busy. He had our O'Neill Fisher in a fit the entire night in a tizzy. the entire night. So he's one of the players that we should look out for. I think he's going to have a very good night, but I think Canada have the scoring prowess to do it.
So you have Fuller, Brian Ruiz, and Joel Campbell being instrumental for Costa Rica.
And Kendall Watson. Kendall Watson is a good, strong, solid defender.
Yeah. And what about for Canada? Who do you find is all about Julian Hollett and Tajan Buchanan?
And Kyle
Lauren. Junior, your major players for this game tonight. Who are the deciding factor for these two teams, in your opinion?
One addition to what Camon said, and his name is Luis Fernando Suarez. Some of you guys probably sit down here and say, "Who the hell is that?" I'm gonna tell you who it is.
Costa Rica.
And he's the former Honduras coach.
You're quite impressed with him, you know. You've said this a few times. You've said that as a former Honduran coach, you clearly was impressed with his work as a coach of Honduras. Honduras, he did a lot of good things. So you're quite impressed with what he's doing with this old Costa Rican team?
The man is playing simple football. He knows his team's strengths. He knows his team's weakness, and he knows the region. This brother know how to win in CONCACAF. So this Canadian coach come and run off him up when I'm gonna wear them down. Listen, the idiot coach.
John Herdman.
Idiot coach. Watch a tape when Jamaica played against Costa Rica. Costa Rica pressed high in the first 10 minutes and then bunkered down in the first half. Pressed high in the first 10 minutes of the second half and then bunkered down in for the rest of the game. It's simple football. And Canada, I'm sorry, all my Canadian listeners out there, this might be a news flash for you. But you guys are not fitter than Jamaica. You guys are not faster than Jamaica. You guys are not more technical than Jamaica. You guys are not more skillful than Jamaica. And Costa Rica, through Mr. Suarez, did a master stroke that Jose Mourinho himself would have been proud of. Give the man him ratings. This brother knows CONCACAF. So Canadians, you can't sit on that, but we're going to show we experience. Listen, man. You guys might share the same continent as the United States of America, but you are not the same influence. So shut up. And get one.
Those are the views of Junior. And so quickly, you don't think Canada has any game changers that can also influence this game, Junior?
No, because Costa Rica is going to dictate the game. The game changer will be if Canada can somehow find some lucky goal. And to beat Costa Rica, you have to score early. And you have to go up. If you don't score upon them, Costa Rica is going to bunker down and they are going to depend on Joel Campbell and Ruiz to pick something out of the hat. That's what they did against Jamaica. It doesn't matter who was playing for Jamaica. You are not going to break down that bank of four for playing defense and that midfield four. And good luck running on Joel Campbell and Brian Ruiz on the counter-attack. One thing the man know for do is to take foul. And them look for a lucky cross. That's just Costa Rican game plan. So I don't know what this confidence come from for Canada, you know, but watch the tape again.
Yeah, Canada definitely. Big up to Bubba Peace. Bubba Peace says, right, Junior, Jamaica can't beat none of them. As in the earlier question relating to El Salvador and Honduras. And then the other big game taking place tonight, it's Jamaica versus Team USA, the Reggaeboyz versus Uncle Sam. It's scheduled for 9:30 Eastern. At least CONCACAF has it for 9:30 Eastern. But we know it's 10 p.m. At least that's what Fox and other sources have said, other media outlets have said. Junior, come on. This is the big game. Of course, we'll have a watch along tonight at 9:45 p.m. How are you guys feeling? And early reading in the watch along, we'll get more detail on this Jamaica versus US game. But early reading, how are you guys feeling? We heard what Camon felt earlier. Junior, you're feeling for this game tonight, because Camon already get ready.
Jamaica need a lot of Jamaica going to need a lot of luck. Now we were at the stadium in Atlanta when Bubblegum Man kicked the free kick and we win 2-1, right? When Winnie was coaching.
Giles Barnes, 2015, right?
We were all at that game.
Yes, we were there.
Today's game feels strikingly like that, right? It feels strikingly like that game to me. where it's not US full strength team. We know that. Jamaica bring in a bag of UB40 and a bag of foreign man for come play. But the difference is Winnie had that team focused and ready to play. Winnie had that team coming off the Copa Cup. I think that was the year we went to the Copa Cup and then transitioned right into the Gold Cup. Jamaica doesn't have that luxury right now. I see Marco post something on Facebook. His heart is with Jamaica. His money is with America. My heart is with Jamaica. But common sense tell me that America is going to win. America can win with some lucky buck up. Them always score some buck up goal. And then Jamaica have a million chances. Hit crossbar. Shamar Nicholson I get wide open goal and miss. So I will sit down there and say, if we did just convert, this a chance here. If this a man that just run back, I just feel like that's what we're going to see today.
Jamaica versus USA. Watch along tonight, 9:45 p.m. Flow Sports. Come on, chime in here, because somebody's got to give us Reggaeboyz fans a bit of optimism. Cowboy Junior Connor Doc.
Yo, hey, the ball is rolled. Let us say this now. Let me start that. The ball is rolled. This is America's C team. When Jamaica played and JFS forced it, the 1-0 international friendly where we win with Shamar with a wonderful strike, outside of the 18, probably what at 30, from 30 yards out. So JFM Abdul Pan repeat. So we're hoping for some luck again. As Junior said, USA can be lucky, Jamaica can be lucky too. We have the players, right? America are better than we. When look on paper, America is not better than us. Shopmore, I love Shopmore. I know him. I know his dad. Good people. Shopmore is a big baller. But he scored, and he scored early, and they held on to the win. That's what America is counting on. We have to capitalize on, any little chance that we get. We can't be missing those things. So Corey Burke plays in MLS. Andre Blake plays in MLS. He has stopped DK's goals, the shot on goals. He has stopped Zardes, so he should not be afraid of any of these players. Tapper's lineup will tell us how he's going to go about playing. Is he going to be defensive? Is he going to attack them? That's when we're going to know what's going to happen. But for me, I think it can be a 1-0 for Jamaica. I'm not putting any money on it. I'm just hoping it's a 1-0 for us. Just to shut them up. Because last night, the US commentators did already have it mapped out. Qatar and USA in the semi-finals. We need to shut them up. So, Tapper and his team need to do better. They're talking about Leon Bailey as the star. And you know what is funny enough? On the radio, Greg, the US coach, said that they think that their main threat is Andre Gray. I don't know if a reverse psychology might use or what, but instead they have them go back and watch tapes of Andre Gray, and he's a dangerous person to have in and out of. So I'm like, okay, the money I use, I'm gonna use mind games far away, boom, whatever. So I'm like, if Tapper can have his team come on board, play team football, not individual football. We don't want nobody a blocky boo and nobody a fight in a free kick. We don't want to see those things. If Tapper can have his team play as a team, we have a good chance because this America team is C quality at best.
Like, come on, I love you like cook food, but you right now, I'm going to be honest with you. You're setting up the rhetoric for Pile and Tapper when America win tonight. And it's not going to be Tapper's fault. I'm sorry. We can sit down and call names of individual footballers in Jamaica. And yes, Jamaica on paper have the better footballers individually. But as a team, America is by far the best side. By far. It's not even close. Jamaica does not belong on the same field with an American football.
Okay. Stick a pin.
Individually, sure. But we can't sit down and, I'm sorry, we can't sit down and watch Euros, watch Copa Cup, watch sides make 5, 6, 7, 8 string passes together through the midfield and then turn around and what Jamaica cannot make 3 passes together and then expect to beat a side that is organized, that has been training together in a camp for how long, have a bunch of ballers that know, say, I am playing on a C side. This American side know that these are C team players, and this is their only chance to show their coach that they are ready to play in CONCACAF World Cup qualifications. You really think so them man they go sit down and say, I am a C grade baller. They're going to look on the big Bayer Leverkusen winger, and they're going to look on the big Premier League striker and bow down to them. No, they're not. They are motivated to play, and that's why I am worried about this game, because trust me, just trust me on this. I always say this, is disrespectful to look at a side that just come together 2 weeks ago and think they are going to beat a team that has been training for however long. It is disrespectful to that team. So yes, the American commentators were disrespectful, but we as a fan base are being disrespectful to football. Not America, but to football, to think that you cannot put on great collection of players and then come and just win a game. Come on, man. We have to be realistic.
Yeah. Big up to the family join us. Just to get, again, we'll have a watch along tonight at 9:45 p.m. Eastern. We're on Flow Sports Ballchat YouTube page. Wherever you're watching us now, boy, if Junior words come through, boy, tonight they're going to be kind of dark. As we talk, Junior, you were saying something.
It's out there. If Jamaica win, got to take off my shirt and swear over my head too. So the body come to you come change about. No, I am supporting Jamaica, but we have to be realistic.
We have to be realistic. Coach Greg Berhalter, before we get through some of the comments, Coach Greg Berhalter, the U.S. men's national team coach, at the pre-match press conference yesterday, spoke about his team staying organized. He says organization is the key for them. They want to press the Jamaican team high up the field and try to recover and force them into turnover. If that strategy is employed by Mr. Greg Berhalter, pressing Jamaica high up the field, do you think that Jamaica could be vulnerable to that strategy? Come on.
Junior, you first.
Jamaica.
I don't think they're going to press Jamaica high up the field.
Okay.
That is Greg sandbagging. They are going to pick their times when they're going to press.
So it's not relentless press.
No, and you're going to see targeted players.
Yeah.
We're going to see targeted players. We're going to sit and watch along and say, the reason why this player is targeted, Hector, is he is slow when he gets the ball, and he's slow to turn, and he's slow to distribute it. So they are always going to attack that second pass. But I don't think they're going to press them. They don't need to press them. Why? If Jamaica's greatest strength is speed, and if you know Jamaica cannot make 3 passes through the midfield, why will I be pressing you for you to put the ball over the top behind my defense? That doesn't make any sense.
So, but one of the key things, as Kimona alluded to earlier, is that this U.S. team under Coach Greg Berhalter has really emphasized this idea of a fast start. They did that against Canada, scored the fastest goal in Gold Cup history with Shaq Moore. Powder Springs on Shaq Moore Jr. Your baller, Shaq Moore scored the goal. And so one of the things that they have employed is try to get at the opponents as quickly as they can. And come on, we really needed to chime in here. Do you see this happening? And if they do this with a fast start, how does Jamaica withstand such intensity?
As usual, we're going to be individualistic. We're going to be frantic. We're going to do some madness. If America starts quick and score right out the gate, I say Alvasa get a red card because in full. And it is. I have seen people complain all the time. We don't want to top and make changes before the 65th minute. I can remember a game that Tapper make subs, changes, corrections before the 65th minute. That's the problem I have with Tapper. Him no know how to adjust. The game is getting out of hand. No adjustment. He stands on the sideline in bark out order. I saw Tapper at the last game telling man to stay in them position. What is this? like you're supposed to know the formation and know the position. So the worst case scenario for us is USA score early and we have to scramble. I think we would have a better chance because as all me see it, although sometimes when the game go longer, we look like we're tired, but as all me see it, Jamaica can go the distance. So if halftime come, 68 minute come, and we 0-0, I think advantage us. But an early goal against us is the worst thing that can happen to us.
Okay, Junior, let's get some of the comments from the football family before we get to Coach Tapper Whitmore's pre-match press conference.
Sean White said Jamaica will lose. He also said that will not be the case. The Jamaican team just not playing like an organized team. Kerry James saying Tapper and his team are our team. They're referencing Cameron's comment. And Sean also saying it would be Tapper's fault, Junior. A top coach can take these same players and make them into a top Caribbean team. I'm sorry, Sean, but we've seen it many times.
But they are a top Caribbean team. Now they're playing against the top team in CONCACAF, right?
You need time.
You need time. Coach Theodore Tapper Whitmore at his pre-match press conference spoke about the battle against the U.S. To paraphrase his statement, he spoke saying that this is their final and the importance of this game. He says the vibes in the camp or the sentiments in the camp is well. The players have been working well. Your thoughts on Tapper Whitmore? He didn't go into strategy, didn't really spoke at any length about any strategy. He spoke about valuing this as a final for Jamaican Reggaeboyz.
What else do they expect him to say between me and you? You don't have to say it out loud. Just wink. Like what else did you want this man to come out and say? What is there for him to say tactically? What is he going to do? I mean, we talk about, all right, Kerry, our team. What is there for Tapper to talk about our team? We just start playing good football. Junior say it too. We can't string 5 passes together. And that is just so unfortunate because it's not as if we don't have good players. We have Daniel Johnson, who I thought was an absolute engine in the midfield over the 3 games that he played. Then there was Speedy that started and had a very good game versus Costa Rica, and yet we had Tyreek McGee where everybody clamored for. He started, he played, he had good moments. But at the same time, we have all these players who play in higher league, at high levels, and we still could not string 5 passes together. And the same foolishness where we used to see Jamaica play, kick the ball and run, long passes, getting the ball away. It's just unnecessary and foolish. So we can't blame the coach. Yes, sometimes. But when it comes to tactics, when it comes to a style of play, then it rests sorely on Tapper. And unfortunately, we can't say what Jamaica's style is. Is it tiki-taka football? Is it playing through the wings, through the middle? What is his formation? Is he going to go back to 1 striker because 2 striker never worked the last time? Will he start a Cordova-Reid and a Shamar Nicholson who plays the same way? Or he will put Cordova-Reid on underneath an Andre Gray where he can feed in the ball. I mean, we have to see those things to kind of say, okay, then Jamaica actually doing well. But the Costa Rica game, even though he put in 8 different players, it was just the same rubbish that we get, even when the big name and big brand ballers are on the pitch. We just don't know how to hold the ball like our girlfriend. We don't know how to caress the ball like, is our significant other. We just get the ball and kick it like it's hot potato.
Before we get to the more significant players, in our opinion, the most impactful players for tonight's game, Kemar Lawrence picked up what I thought was a hamstring injury in the last encounter, had to be sub. Do we expect him to start tonight, or is that a game time decision?
Him bit injured, and they have a bad game.
That's a question that Marlon Gillette asks as well. What was Lawrence's injury? Will he start?
At yesterday's pre-match press conference, there was no mention about him. There was no mention about injured players as it pertains to Tapper Whitmore. So we'll just have to wait and see if it's a game time decision as it
But
pertains to him.
Exactly, we don't hear about no injury. Like somebody put out this 3 minute or whatever thing on YouTube about Leon Bailey tour. Stop making excuse to Leon not playing good football. That's ridiculous. As a professional player, there's no way on earth Leon Bailey would risk, an injury, a toe injury, when he know him have to go back to him club if he's not 100% healed just to come play one Gold Cup. I mean, it makes no sense. So Taxi never looked injured. Him look tired. Him look, I wouldn't say unfit because he has been playing for Toronto, but he just had a bad game. Let us not put injury out there when players have a bad game or a bad tourney. So I don't think so. There's nothing out there that says any players are injured. Everybody trains.
Yeah. Well, he did come off injured in the game, though. He did. He had a thigh injury. I was rubbing his thigh or whatever.
Over there, sir, over there. He have a Neymar moment. Listen, he must have okay, whatever. Continue. People say, listen. I had to argue with people behind me when I talk about Taxi. Taxi has been one of the best players, a soldier for Jamaica. He had a bad game. He have a bad game.
He had a Neymar moment.
After the game, there was no ice and no thigh. There was no rap. Nobody touched anybody. Nobody limped. Man, all right. He was in same bad man walk and pass the crowd and go a night tunnel. We will see tonight.
The second part of the question that Marlon had though was, will he start? Even if he was 100% fit, and like you're saying, come on, he's not starting. He's not starting over Bell. I'm sorry.
No. Listen. If you don't know anything about Tapper, you know Tapper is what?
Liar.
Okay, don't talk to you,
So
if you don't know about anything else, how can you explain Haka and how can you explain Hector?
But why? How can I explain Hector? Look at Jamaica's midfield against Costa Rica and look at Jamaica's midfield against Suriname. Hector is the difference. I'm here to talk about Daniel Johnson. Come on, I'm sorry. Daniel Johnson is not impressive to me. Daniel Johnson runs away from the play, in my opinion, as much as it costs Hector, Hector is willing to take the ball in the midfield. None of the Jamaican midfield. Really,
yeah, but he is willing to take the ball in the midfield and do what with it.
But that's the problem. Hector can't do nothing with it. But that's the problem. Bobby Reid, when he was playing, ran from the number 10 position to come trap back in the midfield to get by the ball. Where's Daniel Johnson? You are the holding midfielder. He does not want to take the ball. I know a baller who is afraid. Come on. I'm a business house midfielder. I know a midfielder who is afraid to take the ball. I'm telling you, Daniel Johnson wants no part of having his back to the opponent's goal and having his face facing his goal with the ball 30, 40 yards from goal. That is Jamaica's problem. We don't have a midfielder that wants to do that. So
one point. Taxi, I don't know. Maybe we are sentimental when it comes to Taxi, as at one point he was the best left back in MLS. Yeah. Best. Yeah. And I think we know what he's capable of doing. So when he has a bad game, we are kind of willing to overlook it and say, it's just a bad game. Taxi is the Taxi. He's the best at what he does. He marshals the pitch really well. But Bell has been solid. Completely solid. And I'm very impressed with Bell when it comes to being solid. Blair, not so much. But, I will see. It's going to be interesting to see. But it's good to have options, though. We could sit here and say, oh, my God, Taxi injured, who we're going to put in, Bell injured, who we're going to put in. It's nice to know that there's a little bit of competition between Bell and Taxi for that position. So, either one starts tonight, I think we'll be okay. Taxi always plays well versus America.
Yeah, the only injury that was let known for this matchup was Walker Zimmerman, who the U.S. requested a replacement player for him because he's out for this Gold Cup. So unless the Reggaeboyz camp keep something on the hush, we didn't hear any reports about player not being available for this game.
But you know, Jamaicans always spit on them like an injury and rub like a dirt on it and come back. Maybe that's what Tapa over there do.
Yeah, what definitely. Damian Lowe met with the press and he also said that they feel like they can press this US team. They've watched tape and they feel like the US team is vulnerable because they like to pass the ball around the back. The vibes in the camp is good again, as he reiterated. Does Jamaica now go to press, or is Damian Lowe talking foolishness here?
Again, what is it that you expect players and coach to come out and say, Benton? I'm like, what are you supposed to come? What are you expecting him to come out and say? Listen,
I prefer the Pep Guardiola's press conference when
and a lot of people don't like it. You expect Damian to come out and say, yes, it's Shamar, droop me on my head side, but we'll make up and or we're not attack or whatever. I mean, like, we expect him to do. He's very diplomatic. And he's out there giving us the answers that he thinks that we should get. Not necessarily the right ones, but the ones that
we can only take them at what they word and what they say. We report what they said. And he said, so to that end, what is reported, if they do employ that strategy, as Damian Lowe spoke about, the US passing the ball at the back, and there might be some potential there to exploit that. Is that something that Jamaica can effectively do against this US outfit?
The ball is round. We can beat anybody. I mean, like, you look at a rock up goal and we can bang it in against Argentina and then 11 man behind the ball for 90 minutes. The ball is round, Benton. And listen, one thing that we are forgetting is that this is not America's best team. They're just as shaky as we are complaining about us. We watched them in group stage, and they're not really confident. I mean, like, it was just, I think if they had not scored that one goal early versus Canada, then it would have been a different ball game. So, I mean, the ball is running, and I do think that we can, anything can happen. I just think that we're physical enough, we're big and strong. The problem with that, too, is that if them start DK and them start Zardes, they're two big, strong forwards. It's not like you have two little one wishy-washy player to go against Damian. Damian is going to have his hands full all night because they're equally as strong. But when it comes to our strikers or forwards, I mean, we have the players that can actually match up. Even in midfield, we have the players that can match up. So we're not worried because this is not America's best side. Our problem is that Jamaica just feel like, say, them sometimes they're just fool. And that is the issue. You get an idiot boy, you beat up an idiot boy. That's what we should be doing with America.
Junior, before we get to the key players for this game, again, football family, we'll do a watch along tonight at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you're watching us now. Junior, if Jamaica decides to employ the strategy as Lowe spoke about, your thoughts if they do pursue us? Do you think, first of all, they will explore this strategy since you're the big business host, X's and O man?
Benton, you said something.
Yeah.
What was the key thing you said about Tapa's press conference?
Tapa was very mute. He was very, even keel. He didn't really divulge anything.
Why the hell?
The man is the captain. Damian Lowe met the press as the captain, boss.
We can play the game.
And actually, I thought exactly what you said. I mean, because at first instance, I was like, well, why is Lowe talking about strategy when Tapa has nothing to say about strategy? He was asked repeatedly by the press about things to employ, etc. What does Jamaica in different forms? What should Jamaica do to try to get a victory? And he was still holding it close to his chest. So go ahead, Junior.
What I see happening today is Damian Lowe's friends on the field. He's going to say press, and the man them that are not his friends are going to say, what the hell are you doing? Create space within the midfield. You're going to see cracks and fissures all over the place. It is a free kick all over again. Because I don't care that you are the captain. There's somebody bigger. There's a bigger authority than you in the coach. So if the coach says player X should take the free kick, the captain can't come in and run off him out at that point. If the coach supposed to, it should have been a fracas. So that in itself is another fracas. Now, honestly, if Jamaica decide to press as a team, I think they can get some joy against America. But how much people trust Coach Lowe?
Okay.
Coach
Okay.
Lowe.
All right. Go ahead.
But hold on a second. Wasn't the captain reiterating what the coach said? The coach said, Walker, take the free kick. Walker asked Tapa, he must get the free kick, and Tapa said yes. And then everybody around got for the ball, and the captain went over there to say, this is what coach said. So the coach and the captain is on the same page. So nobody else is supposed to have nothing else to say. And that is, listen, and that's where we will always fail or come behind. You know, although America full of young boys and whatever, you know, see them madness there. You don't see them foolishness there. It's like this is the second time that we've been embarrassed in Gold Cup. That free kick and with Mattox for the PK. And the only reason why nobody not kill Mattox for the PK because it's poor.
Yeah, go ahead, Junior.
But this is a problem now. The problem is we are talking about what is happening on the field. The captain should have established himself prior to the match, prior to the camp. The captain on your side should have that respect of the players that when him talk, everything stop.
Yeah, everything.
You will never see a Roy Keane. You'll never see let me give you a different one. You'll never see a Stoichkov. If you remember Stoichkov from Romania.
Yeah, Arista Stoichkov, yeah.
You will never, wherever you come from, you will never see a Stoichkov walking up and I tell a man, say, yo, this next man I kick the free kick and the man will drop the ball and walk out in business. You will never see a Vieira do that. And let's bring it to our country. You will never see Warren Barrett a shout to a man and say, yo, next man take the free kick. A man say, yo, go for yourself, Barrett. You'll never see that. There's an issue there when Lowe have to really physically exert his dominance.
Like physically. It never physically enough. Can get looking on head side. But Junior, you're right. This is how it's supposed to be. Just like how before the game, you know who the 5 penalty takers are going to be, correct?
Right.
Something that you discussed.
Right.
This is what the coach, this is what. So if you're a starter and your name is on the free kick list, then in order, same way in order, if he has subs on the bench and you're subbing that player's name is on the list. So again, it is something that the coach needs to fix. Like, you are on the field, you take, and as much as I love Shamar is an excellent person, excellent player, but Shamar free kick them not good. In free kicks poor, in corners poor. We don't go, Papa. It just never look good and just look crazy. I'm glad them fixed it and we can move on. Yeah. But we don't want them excitement that happen. Free kick, everybody must know who must take the free kick.
Yeah, football family, we're discussing the Reggaeboyz encounter against Team USA coming up tonight at 9:30 p.m. And of course, we're talking about the disagreement about who should take the free kick in the Costa Rica game. Before we put a bow on this conversation, Bobby Reid is expected to return. He tested negative for COVID. He's been in practice. Paul Hall said the intensity of the practice has been good. What sort of role do you expect Bobby Reid to play? Cordova-Reid to play tonight? With him coming back, is this huge for this team?
Yeah, man. Bobby is a good, solid player. I mean, like, we can only be better with Bobby on the pitch. Yeah. Now, if the other players then want at the full, then what we ever said. But I think that we improved when Bobby, out of 14 don't start.
Keys for the key players for both teams tonight. Jamaica versus USA, watch along 9:45 p.m. on Flow Sports or wherever you're watching us. Key players for this game tonight for you. Come on, in this encounter.
DK, if Eric Williamson starts, he's going to be. No matter if him start, even if that's so. Eric Williamson for me is very, very good. Plays for Portland. Yeah. Very good midfielder. On and off the ball. And prone to red cards still, so we can exploit that. So DK, Williamson, Zardes is not my cup of tea, but he scores. He tends to find the back of the net, and bully people and him whatever. So those 3 players for me, And for Jamaica, my key players, our goalkeeper, Andre Blake, of course. If Andre Blake is on fire, nothing is passing him into the net. Bobby Reid, and I think we need more out of Andre Gray if he gets the start.
No,
tonight.
man, them man, they can't start tonight, man. I'm telling you, man. Them man, they're slow.
You know, Greg say him worry when Andre Gray on the pitch.
Them man in a pre-season form right about now.
Reverse psychology, it was try to get some of a start Andre Gray.
Yes,
But I think Andre Gray was unlucky, but I think he can marshal that. I think he can hold his own. I think if him and Corey Burke start, I think we can, set the tempo early. But for me, those players are key.
Junior, your keys for both teams tonight. 9:45 p.m. Reggaeboyz versus Uncle Sam. Team USA watch along. Wherever you're watching us, Flow Sports, Twitter, Twitch. The madness start at 9:45 p.m. tonight. Junior, your keys for both teams. Your key players for both teams.
For the US, is definitely going to be their backline, the whole backline. There's no specific player. It's just the organization. Watching the runs coming from the wings. Being strong and effective in the back. That's for me is for the Americans. I'm not going to pick any player for that.
Okay.
For Jamaica, I agree with Cameron. I have Andre Blake. He not only for his saves, organization.
Yes, and leadership.
Yeah, and just communication. And he needs to set the team straight from the back. And I'm going to say Michael Hector. Hector is the key for the game today. Because Hector is going to be needed to control the ball out the midfield. As weird, as funny as it sounds, Hector is going to... This is the reason why I really liked Hector in 2015. I saw a brother that was willing to take the ball in the midfield and distribute the ball properly, right?
Yes.
He hasn't done it much since.
That's my laugh.
Pick up yourself.
Hector was the ball.
Hector, when you're done with the jersey, send it on to Junior Smith because he's the only one who mistake. I thought, boy, you're so good. So when you're done, sign for your jersey. When you win the final, on the jersey, you must say to Junior from June to Junior with love.
On a firepower with love.
Michael Hector. Junior.
Because the only one with there was an artist. But listen, Tapa must know MC not Hector. I mean, we have to trust the coach, right?
Yes,
we have to trust the coach.
Let's trust the process. I've tried to find positives, and I think there might be one or two positives there that Hector does bring. I think his level-headedness on the field, and I'm reaching here, his level-headedness on the field is important because you have some emotional players on Jamaican team who can go from 0 to 10 in any minutes. And I think Hector's ability to calm them down, especially if Andre Blake is not there, is essential. So, but his ball playing skills leave a lot to be won. 9:45 p.m. again, football family. We're gonna do a watch along. We're gonna enjoy ourselves, and hopefully the Reggaeboyz can bring us a victory. Let's wrap up the show as we head home. Before we head home, we want to get your thoughts. 2 quick comments, 2 big stories that took place this week. Want to get your thoughts on it. Phil Neville and his struggles in Inter Miami. Phil Neville's coach says, quote, he says, quote, players need to take a long, hard look at themselves. So do I. I will take full responsibility. How does a team like Inter Miami with Blas Matuidi and etc. Gonzalo Higuain looks this bad? Is this job a little bit too much for Phil Neville?
You answer your own question. You just start to dibby name. First of all, this is what happens when
and sorry, come on, but he has the full backing of the management, by the way.
Okay, we're going to touch on that for a little bit. That's the time going, but let's touch on that. So this is what happens when you mix friends and business. This man, he never do a search. He never did a search for a competent and good coach. Him European friend. One, that's the first strike. Second strike, We are going beer belly Iguain. We're talking about him never knows that's an MLS hard. Sir, you're one of the highest paid footballers in MLS with your wash up self. I'm sorry, Iguain. But you're just not ready. Them bring you in on this big money to do nothing. Sorry. You got for Iguain all foot brother as well when nobody else in MLS never want. I'm paying them. You're not getting over money still, but whatever. So the thing is this, them never do a proper search. Them never go there and look for some good players. Them go there and bring them friends. So what you did expect? What you really did expect?
It just
So
like with the Reggaeboyz.
he must keep Bill till him contract run out the next 2 years and them stay bottom of the table for the whole time. Are good. I don't sorry for them. But you know what Inter Miami also shows is that money can't buy wins. Man City know that too.
Oh, we'll discuss that Man City saga in a few next week. You see how you throw stone. Imagine Chelsea fans throwing stone at Man City. Chelsea fan throwing stone at Man City. Junior,
I will win Champions League.
then I think trophy can buy wins. Money cannot buy wins. Junior, Phil Neville, what has gone so wrong? He's a former Manchester United legend. What has gone so wrong for him in Miami?
So it's an expansion team, them first year.
No, it's not them first year, Junior. It's a Manchester United fan making excuses.
It's them first real year.
The surprise you never say it's only pre-season.
It's only
But that's meaningless football. But but seriously, why we seem to think that teams can just magically just get better just because you put some bugger name together?
Good
Why?
point. I mean, it's kind of the similar thing with the Reggaeboyz, right? If you throw some players together at any time.
Yeah, you have to give them, and that's why he has the backing and the man of the leadership, because they know it's a process. What will happen next year when Inter Miami finally gel and come together and the man them start score a bag of goal and start win? What we going to say? Oh, Phil,
Iguain is 33. What kind of time him want? He crazy.
33 in MLS is the new 25.
That's not what Lampard said. And Perla said when them did have to go on back.
All right, another major news that occurred this week. Come on, you're a big baller. Our big baller, Lionel Messi, recently signed his new contract with Barcelona, but reports are that Barcelona cannot register the baller because there's no cap space. Of course, in La Liga, each team is allowed a cap, and they cannot offload players to accommodate Lionel Messi. Word is that if this is not done, he will have to wait until January before they can register him. What kind of foolishness is this? Come on.
And that's okay. And that is okay. I mean, like,
It's okay.
Messi, it's okay. They have some good players out there. Trying Coutinho, him need something for do. Listen, Messi is in the right place. In their Walgreens, in a Miami. Inter Miami needs a player on loan. What he should do to keep fit is call up Beckham, see if MLS can do something special for him, come in on loan, help Inter Miami, keep fit come January, bam bam boom. Him good. Barcelona okay. They looked okay yesterday. With Memphis.
Did they register Memphis Depay already?
Yes. We played in a friendly yesterday. I mean, like, Coutinho is still on the book. I mean, use the players where you have. Give the man a break. Messi is old. Let him stay in Miami. Make him continue to go to restaurants. Make him go Walgreens. Him needs to go CVS. Him just need to make the rounds in a Miami. And just make Barcelona just figure out them things. The man already take a 50% pay cut. What more you want from him? Tell me. It's blood you want from Messi. What more do you, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo fan, want from Messi?
Junior, you're the Cristiano Ronaldo fan, but in order for Messi, if these salary cap issues is not addressed by August 31st, the two options that Lionel Messi have is to further take a cut to get into the cap space. He's already take 50%, as Kamon said. So maybe he needs to get to 75% reduction. And then secondly, of course, he can always join up with his foes at PSG. Junior, do you think?
PSG.
I mean, they will find money to hire him.
Blah,
Junior,
blah, 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 blah.
this won't happen, right? Lionel Messi will be in Barcelona at the start of the La Liga season.
At the end of the day, people that are don't have a dog in this fight.
Like you, the CR7 fan, right? Always have a dog in the fight.
It has nothing to do with Messi. This is the PR machine at Barcelona still trying to find some way to get this Super League going and trying to get support for it. Messi is just a pawn in this PR move. We all know he's going to be. We all know that La Liga is not going to have a La Liga season. First time by ESPN without Messi? Really? No, that's not happening. This is pressure. This is the same thing with the big dog putting pressure on the league, putting this little full story out there and trying to figure some way out to make the Super League work. Remember, Real Madrid president said it's not done enough. Remember, he said it's not done. Trust me. This is all of this right now is just economic chess moves. And unfortunately, Messi, you like Cristiano Ronaldo, every footballer that run out there and sweat is now learning that you are really not the big fish in the pond. You are just a pawn. And that's what.
All right, don't diss the ball.
But hold a second. Me turn on my TV the first game of Barcelona La Liga season, and I don't see Messi. I'm going to be curious. I am tuning in the next game. I want to see how far this craziness is going to go. So they're going to chum up views. Well, listen, how many know Barcelona is a little old potty shop. Coutinho is 29. His transfer cost is 135 million euro, and he is contracted until 2023. Play the man. Why you have the man for the bench, I do? The one that puzzles. Listen, I don't want to say it because guess what? We're an international show. We're not going to say it. But I cannot get over Martin Braithwaite. He's 30 years old. His transfer cost is 80 billion. He signed till 2024. Griezmann is 30 years old. His transfer cost is 120 million euro. Griezmann, you know? And he signed until 2024. Come on now. If I mean like Messi, me don't go back. Make them send FEMA Miami. Don't go back, Messi.
Real quick, as the objective voice in this conversation, Barcelona had submitted they haven't submitted a bid. They had inquired about the availability of Danny van der Beek, and he said no, he wants to stay and fight for his position.
I want to them like a waste man baller. La Liga season kicks off August 13th on ESPN, as Camon says here in the US. Barcelona has until August 31st to get this Lionel Messi situation resolved. But as it pertains to Griezmann has been offered to Atletico Madrid for Saul in a swap. Atletico Madrid is asking for some money also to make that deal work. So let's watch the space. I don't expect Lionel Messi to not suit up for Barcelona before. I expect him to suit up for Barcelona at the start of the season. Nothing else. It's just another foolishness. Let's get to Jamaican football and discuss yard ballers and highlight Jamaican football. As we put a bow on the show, come on, Veer and Coach Dookie led for a minute, but that didn't last long as Portmore United now is in the lead. What's going on with Veer? Are we surprised by what Veer is doing in this Jamaican Premier League? And will this last?
Dookie is a good enough coach, and I think he can be a little bit rough, but I think he assembled quality and good players that he thinks will do his team well. So I think, I'm watching the game. You saw that the players were actually playing for the coach. So I think he has assembled a good team, and I think Veer is one of those teams that we have to watch. beating Lions 3-1 is okay, but it's Lions. Them at the bottom of the table.
So, but they defeated Harborview in 3-2 in a very good matchup, which was a bit surprising, right?
Who there? Yes.
Yes.
So wait the man may come to that too.
Okay.
So they beat Lions as a 3-1. So people were like, oh, it's only Lions on a 0. But when they beat Harborview, nobody expected that because Harborview is one of the better teams in the Premier League. So when they beat them, it was actually a shock. But it was a good little thing because we like to see when other teams, like as you like to put it, the underdogs. So that was very, very good for them. You know, good little thing for Dookie. I think he'll continue in the same vein. And I think Veer will actually compete really well in this tournament. Go on.
Before you continue to yard ballers, Junior and come on, how long before over and under before Humble Lion win a game?
Who them are gonna beat? I think
there are 5 matches, no victory.
They will win when they play Lions.
Oh, come on, no. So is over and under 8 before Lions win a game? Junior,
but Lions never look so hard today. I need to look at the table to see which part them there because I think that's when your side will really beat a side. I don't know what Lions are gonna beat nobody. Remember, Coach Price says that the tournament is just to keep players, going. Maybe, they'll be okay.
Yeah, Lions sitting in 10th position currently. Humble Lion, of course.
Hold on there. What is 10? It's like when you do track and field, somebody come 8th. It's last.
Lions sitting in 10th position currently in the Jamaica Premier League. All right, what else going on in the yard ballers as Nika Dillon looking up?
We don't talk about the table. So
okay.
People have to talk about the table. So for the table, so currently Mount Pleasant is leading on it, right? So the table is as follows. Portmore, tell me the points then, but maybe from 1 to 10. Portmore, Veer, Harborview, Cavalier, Dunbeholden, Waterhouse, Mount Pleasant, Tivoli, Arnett, Lions, Humble Lions. Humble Lions has not won any games. They're all losses. So them on 0. Lions they're on 2. Lions done good.
Come on, the viewers can see the points. The table is up.
Oh, me no.
Portmore sitting on 12 points at the top. Veer is sitting on 11 points. Yeah.
So right. So as I said, Mount Pleasant leading Arnett 1-0 and it's the 86th minute. So today's game was like Dunbeholden beat Lions 3-1. As we said, Veer beat Harborview 3-2 and Portmore beat Tivoli. So nothing much is going on in yard ballers. But remember last week we talked about Javane Brown. He is slowly becoming one of Vancouver's best defensive players in MLS. So I think Tapa will have another young player that he can select to represent now because he's getting minutes and he's been talked about in MLS as one of the rising stars. So don't be surprised if he gets Young Player of the Year because he's doing very well. Kaheem Paris, he scored his first goal for his new side, FC Copa, who went on to win 3-2. Nika Daly, as we said, he scored a brace for Charleston back in USL. He's just racking up the goals. Norman Campbell, after last week, then he had his little, incident. He came back this week, had a good game, scored a goal. So that's basically what's going on. Nothing else is going on in USL for our players. They're playing, they're not scoring goals, but they're doing okay.
By the way, big up to Jason Robinson. Jason Robinson said he thinks that Burke and Gray up front for tonight's Reggaeboyz game. Do you guys agree with that?
I agree. I agree, and and I would say I said earlier that Corey underneath Gray kind of like, but now I'm thinking about it, I think Gray would be the better option to be behind Corey Burke.
So where would Bobby Reid play?
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere, because we talk about it, they start with the formation where you can definitely see everybody's position. 20 minutes in the game is jumbled up. Me I top up on the sideline. I say, Alphonse, hold your position. Maggie, and I'm like, really? So everybody kind of jumps up. So I don't know. Top have to figure it out. All we want is to score early and just set the pace.
Now, just remember now that if Burke and Gray start up front, Bailey's
Don't
playing.
say it, Junior. Don't say it. Don't
Bailey's
say
playing.
don't.
Players. That's 4 attackers, 4 strikers, 4 forwards, 4. That's what we're playing, right?
Junior, don't. Let's save that for the watch along, Junior. Don't start with the madness. Don't start with the madness. Football family, watch along tonight, 9:45 p.m. Reggaeboyz versus the USA. Final prediction, come on, because we know you won't be available for the watch along. You will there for the halftime and at the wrap. Your final prediction, 1-0.
2-1 Jamaica.
And Junior, your prediction for tonight's game.
My heart. I want to say it. I want to say Jamaica winning in penalties, but
Penalties.
yeah,
Wow.
I feel going a penalty shootout.
Okay. Matt Turner in goal for US and Andre Blake. Of course, Blake is probably the best keeper in CONCACAF. We expect Matt Turner to start for you.
Nervous boxing in your face, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
My nervous shot your boxing in your face.
So violent.
Yeah, Junior, those are the views of Junior. We cannot award players who are injured the best in the region, Junior. Man is out of Gold Cup now.
Come on, man. And isn't there an American goalkeeper playing for Manchester City?
In player? No one name.
No, but Benton said the best goalkeeper in the region in CONCACAF.
No, I mean Andre Blake is better than Zach Stefan.
All right, Blake is the best goalkeeper in the tournament, hands down.
Andre Blake is better than Zach Stefan.
So why is he not playing in Europe?
I think Andre Blake's like you here. That's a question of Andre Blake and his agent.
Yeah. Andre Blake don't want to go anywhere. Don't want to leave. But he had opportunities to go to Belgium. And look at Andre. Listen, Andre Blake's pay is okay. They just extended this contract. His family, his friends are here. Him though have to go learn a whole new culture, a whole new language. He's loved in Philly. I doubt if Andre pay for your meal in Philly. Yeah. Why would you leave that?
A team that. Team
look, and you never know. Look when Villamid was one of the best young goalkeepers in US, right? And he left and he went overseas and immediately he became the third string.
Yeah. Andre Blake, we saw the tweet from Philadelphia Union that was confused, showing the image that they didn't know who to pick for tonight's game versus the US because, of course, Andre Blake is one of football family. Join us later on again for the watch along, 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be ready up, Reggaeboyz. We say. Thank you for joining us. We're on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ballchat1. We're on Facebook at Ballchat Podcast or Facebook at Ballchat. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Football family, I hit that now. We're going on the road now. I am nervous for tonight's game. I'm nervous.
You're always nervous. Let's drink some coconut water and drink some ginger. All right, see you guys later.
Bless up, family.